What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Angler's Prescription. Tonight we're joined by Reed Frazier and Nick Doring, the winners of the Yakabass team tournament. That was last weekend. I think so. It was last weekend, right?
Yeah, last Saturday.
My weeks are blending in. Anyway, yeah, so 101.75 inches for their best five. So we'll dive into that here in just a second. Johnny, how you doing, bud?
Good. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm tired, but we're living. We're all good. It's that time of year where work's busy.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I know. One day. I got like 18 more years to go. So who's counting? So yeah, guys, don't forget Headwaters Venture Company. They had the swap meet last weekend. I hope you guys made it out there if you were able to. They had some pretty cool deals, what you guys selling stuff. So I think they are doing another one down here. I don't have the dates yet. I'll let you all know. P-Line First Gen, Anglers RX10 on First Gen website. I'll save you 10%. Biono Power. If you all think their batteries aren't good, I can attest that they're amazing. Because I had to run my boat miles upon miles on mine with my lower unit. So if you want to save some money buying some of the best batteries out there, the Word 10 TEN, save 10% off for Biono. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this one. Clearlake's kind of been my home pond this year, and it's cool hearing how everybody's doing something a little bit different, but a little bit of the same. So kind of interested. I'm definitely interested to hear how these guys caught their bag, and then hear Johnny's big fish story.
Lies.
It's not a story because he's got a photo of it. Where's the video evidence, John?
No video.
Dang it.
No video. Oh.
No video. Yeah, man, let's hop into that one, Johnny. So, you guys pre-fish Friday? Or did you roll up blind?
With Damien and I?
Yeah.
Yeah, we showed up on Monday.
Monday?
No.
I was like, damn.
No.
He said
we showed up Thursday. We fished half day Thursday and half day Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, we first place we went, I don't know how many fish we saw over 5 pounds, literally with your eyes. You can see them.
On beds or?
And there was
cruising?
fish on beds. There was fish cruising in on beds. And the day of the tournament, the wind blew. It stained the water pretty good. There wasn't a bed fish anywhere to be found. So I kind of figured that, fish would move out to the nearest structure. So I started throwing a flashy swimmer with a 4.8 Kitech on there. And about hour in, I caught that 8.5 pounder on a Thule Point. And I fished for probably 3 miles of Thules and never got another bite.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, was the wind bad?
Yes.
Was it like native tournament bad, or was it?
Depending on where you launched. It was bad where we were at. It was. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't really bad, but yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. If you went with you were going with the wind, I had all my rods down and I went underneath the docks and stuff, and I had to duck my head, and a couple times I hit my head because of the wave would push you up, and so a couple times I crashed into the docks too with the kayak. So it was a little harder to control. I was actually kind of surprised because there was some fish that were pretty much locked on beds, and they weren't there. They just disappeared. So there was a lot of bait, a lot of sign of life where we were at, and that was. Besides, we launched at one other spot, and I just put the chum on a high and just I didn't fish, and I just looked in the Thules, and I saw I can't tell you how many fish I saw that were well over 5 pounds. The last one I saw, I'd say was 9 to 11 pounds sitting on a point in the tulies. And we never went over there, but I told Damien about it. How many fish I saw. He was scoping, I was burning the bank, so we were trying to hit both stuff at the same time.
Yeah. So they're up in the tulies now finally, because when was there up there a couple weeks ago? It seemed like they weren't quite in there yet, but they were around them, but not in them yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these fish were just about. They weren't in there deep at all. They were just in there like a couple feet in it.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing to see how many big fish that lake's got. And when I would go outside of the docks and stuff, in the areas that had docks, I would see fish roaming. Literally, they would come up to me and look at me, and I'd say, "Yeah, I'm Big Mama. Go bring me to your nest."
Yeah.
Figuring it was the male looking for a big female. And one dock, I don't know, there's probably 20, 30 fish underneath it. You could see it with your eyes.
Yeah.
You didn't have to use any electronics. So I hit that dock 4 times on the day of the tournament and never got a bite out of it.
Were they up sunning themselves, or were they?
Yeah, you could see them. Yeah, they were in the shade, but yet they were, up on top, in the warmer water. Water temperature dropped 10 degrees where we were at. And
Oh, wow.
Yeah, where we launched, there was a bed fish. They had 3 beds right there, and it was gone. So, yeah,
Right
Clearlake. I kind of starting not like Clearlake very much.
Oh man.
I'm liking it more. Well, I liked it a lot more in the wintertime, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear how
these guys did. Yeah, man.
there, how they.
So, what was your guys' game plan coming into the tournament? What were you guys talking about prior to heading up to the lake?
Really, prior to heading up the lake, my main thing on my mind was like I fished the native, saw John at the native. We both tried to launch over at the state park, and we couldn't even leave the slough there because the wind was so bad.
Unless you were Damien.
Yeah, Damien. I didn't realize Damien tried to go out so far. I saw his video and I was like, "Whoa, he's crazy!" I didn't realize he tried to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that really cut into my day, and I ended up, going down to Redbud, and coming across some good fish. I was catching 20 to, I don't know what it was, 22. Can't remember what I ended up getting, but I was catching good fish, and I just thought, man, if I just had 8 hours down here, I do pretty good even without pre-fishing or knowing the area that well. And so the main thing on our mind going into this one was just the wind's going to be bad. We got to find some place that we can fish for 8 hours and just, not have to worry about it safety wise or just, being annoyed all day trying to fish in it.
Yeah.
So, we drove around and just visually looked for an area that wasn't getting hammered by the wind. And that was kind of like one of the main things just going into it. Where we ended up fishing, we hadn't pre-fished at all. Until Friday.
Was it windy Friday? Or what day did you guys get up there?
We got up there Friday. Yeah, it was windy for sure. The place that I was hoping to launch, I'd fished the weekend before and it was just blown out. There was no way we were going to get there. So we just aborted and drove around to look for, somewhere that looked more safe for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, at least it wasn't that south wind, because that south wind sure does mess up a lot of things.
The wind was moving around a lot.
Yeah.
In directions throughout the day and stuff. So.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, that was weird. Like what Nick said, it changed directions like 2 or 3 times pretty dramatically. It was weird. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what side of the lake with Mount Canocti, you'd be surprised on what it does to the wind.
Yeah.
Certain times you would think it's going to be really bad, and you go around to Shag Rock and it's dead calm. But you go around the corner over by Barretos, and there's 3-4 footers rolling in there.
Or it's calm over by Barretos, and you turn around Shag Rock and hit five footers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Exactly.
oh man, I still got to make it back to State Park to get back to the trailer.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
weird.
fun.
It's hard to forecast. Just looking at the forecast, like I feel like it doesn't act kind of like how other lakes, like Berryessa, I can see like the wind's coming from the west. I can come like hang out at Pleasure Cove and I'll be totally, hidden from the wind. But Clear Lake, I don't know. I feel like you have to have time on the water there to really understand the wind.
And it's wild how it could be like the first time I took the boat up there, we were fishing up north and it was slick calm. I make it back to the Redbud Arm and it's blowing like nobody's business. It's like, dude, how is that?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like it's two completely different atmospheres over there. And like,
yeah,
it's like, Jesus, like why did I leave the north and come down here and start fishing? I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, I was shocked during the native when I went down to the Redbud Arm from the state park and it was glass, and I was like, "Whoa!" It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's how it typically is. The south end's usually the windy end, and the north is usually slick. A couple of terms we've had, I'll be talking to somebody, how's the wind up there? Like, dude, it was no wind at all. I'm like, oh my God, I beat the hell out of myself for 8 hours down here. Why? Yeah. So Friday, you guys did pre-fish. So you found your spot Friday, or was it something that you guys looked
Friday.
at? What's up, big fella?
Shane.
What's up, everybody?
Howdy.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
So yeah,
windy over where Shane is.
It is really windy.
We'll talk about the wind. See, that's Clear Lake for you, right?
Yep.
We're on the north side. He's on the south side, and he's getting all the wind.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hold on, I'm trying to get it fixed.
Yeah, I turned it down a little bit so it's not too loud.
Yeah, I'll mute you.
I really struggled on Friday on the pre-fish. I only caught a couple fish, and they're tiny. I think Reed had a better success, but we just stayed in that same area. So.
Now, was that basically because of how calm it was? You want to stay in that protected area?
Yeah, I don't know. It's my first time fishing Clear Lake in a long time, so.
Okay. What's your background, Nick? I totally skipped over that. So this is your first year fishing kayak tournaments.
Yeah.
You partner up with old Hammer Reed over here. So yeah, give us a little background.
Yeah, I mean, I fished my whole life. I grew up doing like trout fishing and stuff. And then me and Reed kind of grew up together and we bass fish a little bit, but I didn't really get into bass fishing until maybe college age, where we did the collegiate fishing a little bit and then did a little bit of boat tournaments after that, but not very much tournament fishing, mostly just for fun, mixing a little ocean fishing here and there, but yeah.
So did you go to Oregon with Reed as well? Nice.
I sure did.
Were you guys partners?
Yeah, we were roommates, and yeah.
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time.
So you guys have been team partners for a while.
Kind of. We actually, sorry.
Yeah. No,
we weren't actually partners in college because I had already been on the team before Nick, and so I already had my partner, and we kind of stuck together. But then Nick came on the scene, and he did pretty well. He qualified for the regionals a few times, and nice. We fished ever since then. So
yeah. Right on. Yeah, it's another boat transplant, huh? Converted into a plastic boat.
Yeah, we actually own a boat together, but we seemingly never use it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Right on. So you guys find the protected area. What did you find in practice, Reed? Were you fill up shallow, deep, docks, in the toolies, buckbrush? What are you fishing?
Yeah, I mean, my main plan was to fish docks. But we launched around like 10, I think, by the time we got on the water after driving around. And I caught I had a very large, I don't know, probably 7-8 pound fish on. I caught it. It was just roaming out in 20 feet, up on the top 5 foot of the water column. I was running a bow mount for the first time, and it wrapped me around the bow mount, jumped, hit the side of my kayak, and popped off. But yeah, it was a really good fish.
Oh man.
So yeah, that one was just out roaming, and then I caught a catfish after that. But the plan for the most part was to focus on the docks, and then the rest of the day, I just went around, tried to find the docks that were holding more fish, better fish. There was a lot of bait in the area, and yeah, that was pretty much the plan.
What was your depth range?
So, well, come tournament day, most of my fish came. It was really all over, to be honest. Actually,
Okay.
my first fish was probably in like 5-6 foot of water, kind of between a dock and one of the the small community boat ramps. And that was in a little group. Yeah, probably in 5-6 foot of water, came out from under the dock. I caught fish in 19 foot of water off a piling at the end of the docks, and then kind of everywhere in between that. It wasn't really, but yeah, anywhere from 5 to 19, 20 feet, I'd say.
Okay.
But for the most part, a little bit shallow though, probably 5 to 10.
So when
I
you
got
say 19 feet of water, the fish was suspended in 5 feet.
Yeah, probably about 10 feet, probably halfway down the piling. That was like the 19-incher that I caught that we didn't end up weighing in, but yeah, there was definitely some fish out suspended on the pilings. But for the most part, everything was up shallow.
What was your go-to bait there?
I was throwing the mooch minnow. I mean,
The mooch?
I won the BAM tournament on it, and
Yeah.
just they keep eating it, so I didn't really have any reason to switch. I tried throwing a Sakamata and a freeloader for a bit, but the mooch keeps getting bit for me.
So do you have live scope too, Nick?
Yeah, I do.
Like what boat are you running?
It's actually Reed's kayak. He can maybe say what it is. I don't really know.
He doesn't even know. I think
It's like
it's a Hobie Lynx. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a pretty light boat, which is I get blown around a lot in the winds and stuff. So it was kind of key to not being that kind of stuff. But,
Yeah.
I caught him in the grass. I came out of school feeding on a bait ball, and picked off a few there, and then just kind of random fish too.
So were you scoping them, or are you beating the bank?
A little bit of both. Casting up shallow. I scoped a lot on the bait ball just because I knew they were there. They were busting up on the water, and everything was kind of crazy for a couple hours. And then I scoped the biggest one I got, was just kind of, I think it was on a bed, but yeah, I saw it on the scope.
Okay.
And I got him on a weightless Cinco, drop shot, and a stroll.
I got you. Are you throwing the mooch minnow too, or you throwing?
Yeah,
different
I was. Yeah.
Dude, I have. I don't know if it's just my patience. What size head do you throw, Reed?
So I was throwing 1/16, which is the lightest I've thrown there, just because I was fishing so shallow. But I've been throwing like a 332 otherwise. But yeah, Nick kind of struggles with the patience with the mooch minnow because it's so light.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, I mean,
I need a heavier head.
yeah, dude, I'll throw the 5-inch Sakamata out there, no problem. I'll throw a 4-inch on other things, and I'll throw, a couple other different baits. And it's like I get bit on those, and I throw the mooch for just a little bit, and I'm like, whatever, put it back down, grab something else that I get bit on.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't perfected the mooch minnow technique yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it may not matter. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people are catching them on every different minnow. If you look at FLW and one,
And it's crazy though how you can throw at one with one bait, and they'll kind of look at it, and you can make a second cast right away with a different bait, maybe a different head size, and they'll eat that one. You know what I mean? It's so that's why I usually have like 2 or 3 different baits rigged up to.
yeah.
especially if they look good. You know, if you have one kind of peaks interest in it but doesn't eat it, then all right, well they don't want that. Grab the other one. There you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully eat one of them.
I had a bunch come off the bottom, look at it, and then just turn back around. Like basically swipe at it. I don't even know.
That's the frustrating part. They just follow it. And like, come on.
So Nick and Reed, when you were fishing this area, did you find that the docks that were leading into a cove, halfway into the cove, all the way in the back of the cove were better, or which ones were the best?
I'd say back of the cove kind of was holding more fish, more bait, at least for my experience.
And then was there toolies around that area?
There's definitely toolies in a couple of the areas. One of them didn't have anything. There was just a big open area between two docks.
Was there
The toolies were fairly sparse. Yeah, not a lot of toolies, but some.
Was there a gravel bank, or was it big rock?
I don't know.
It was kind of everything. I mean, there was your big sandy shoreline, and then where I was fishing early in the morning, where I caught most of mine, there was chunk rock next to some docks. And then I mean, they were just pushing bait in there. I don't know, but yeah, shad were definitely in there spawning, really shallow.
The thread fin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild how much threadfin is in that lake right now. It is.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. I've never seen that much bait. I mean, I don't know about right now because I haven't got a chance to go to too many places I fished in the winter lately. But man, the bait was so thick all winter long. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was still in the morning.
I'm talking like 100-yard stretches of just nothing but solid bait fish. Like there were certain areas that were just maybe not that big, but it seemed like it went on forever.
Oh yeah, definitely. During the BAM tournament, when I was fishing it, there were some areas where your entire screen on live scope was just solid. It looked like there was no water. And I was back at the boat ramp. And someone was talking about that, and another guy was like, "Oh, I thought my graph was broken. Like I didn't realize that was bait."
You see it at first, and then you get over it, your depth changes. It's like stupid shallow, and you see a little bit of bait, and it just goes black.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It's gonna be so healthy, man. Like I'm really, really excited to see what. And the high water being, when I was there 2 weekends ago, it hit 8 foot after that little bit of rain we had. So those fish are way up in the junk spawning. I'm sure most of those bedfish haven't even been touched because the lake's so high. So I think hopefully we'll have a really good spawn this year.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
That lake should be healthy for a while.
Yeah, we were kind of noticing that a lot of the fish had like sores though, and kind of had some like bacterial infections. It seemed like I don't know if that was just the area we were in, but yeah, I don't know, or if they're just getting beat up. I'm not sure.
So Bob Zane wants to know what color mooch and then rod, reel, and line you use. If you want to share all that.
I don't care. Yeah, Tennessee shad is mostly what I've been throwing. I ran out of them, and I think Nick and I were both throwing electric shad. Mm-hmm. Just any kind of shad color, really. I don't know if it matters too much, but and then line was throwing what was that throwing? 10 pound what's that called? It's the sun line, whatever that pink line is. It's the weighted line designed for scoping. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called right now, but that's what I was throwing with that 8 pound fluorocarbon leader.
Yeah, I was using 8 pound, but electric shad also.
Now, what rod and reel do you use?
I've got a fancy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You got a Joey Solo setup?
I don't know. I guess I don't throw. He throws the steez or something. I think I throw the depths shaking element. So it's designed to throw the Sakamoto shad. and
Okay.
it's just a super Japanese taper, so it's like super parabolic, and it just keeps those fish pinned really well, and it's super. Some of these strolling rods have a fast tip where it's just for wiggling the tip really fast to get your rolling action, but the depths rod and a lot of these Japanese rods have this more slow parabolic taper where the whole rod is actually moving. But yeah, I've really feel like I catch a lot more fish with that rod. It just really keeps them pinned really well.
Okay. I haven't heard of that one. I'll check that out. I need to
Get
find
it on sale.
What's that?
I said get it on sale.
Oh yeah,
It's
you
not
can
the
find it.
99.
I'm sure.
It's not the $10 special at Walmart, James.
No, I know that.
So it's like a medium heavy with a medium tip.
Yeah, I mean, I have one that's the shaking element and then the light shaking element. So yeah, one's probably more like a medium and the other one's more like a medium light. And then it's just a super parabolic bend.
Nice. What about you, Nick? What are you throwing?
Nothing too special. It's actually one of the ones is Reed's rod. I think it's just a Dobbins Extreme or something.
Yeah, Dobbin 702 Extreme.
Yeah. But
Yeah, just medium light.
nothing specific to strolling or anything. So.
Yeah,
That's what I was using, but yeah.
That's how I usually go to roll with something that's not quite meant for strolling, but it works really damn well.
Yeah, it's been working for me. So.
Hell yeah. You got the 6'5", 6'6". What size rod are you throwing, Reed?
I think one's a 6'6" and one's a 6'5".
So you have the medium light, slow taper, right?
Yeah.
You said yes, on the 6'6".
Yeah.
That's a short rod. Man, your big ass is out there throwing a rod in the short room.
That's how you like them, James.
He's out there. It looks like a giant holding a little carrot, fishing in the middle.
I know. I was talking about that with John the other day. I feel like I don't see myself, but when I see a picture, I'm like, wow, I look stupid in this kayak. I'm so big. It looks funny.
Yeah. No, I just think I got my short rod. That's funny.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Right. I only threw swim baits for like 6 or 7 years. Now I'm like shaking a little 6'5" minnow rod. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. You only make your own swim baits. You don't even throw those anymore. You're shaking a 4-inch mooch.
It's bad. I tried to throw the swim baits. Honestly, I tried, but yeah, hopefully it's coming.
I did catch one on the Flag 150, and that was a couple weeks ago. The day I broke the boat, we were up just doing what we can do, and ended up catching. It was only a 2.5 pounder, something like that. But I missed another one. That was the first fish I had at Thule's. Shot out of there after it, but
yeah, I threw the 150 around some Thule's as well. But
that 150 is a cool bait. Yeah.
I had a 5.5 on like a mag draft a couple weeks ago when I was up there, but yeah,
nice
out of the Thule's.
Hell yeah, it's fishing good. I know it's hit and miss. Like you either got to be on them or not. But yeah, you find there. Were you in like one specific area, or did you cover a zone more or less?
Yeah, we were fishing like 1.5, 2 mile stretch. Yeah, probably like a 1.5 mile stretch, honestly. Yeah.
Turn around, hit one end, turn around, go back. Yeah,
basically, and just I mean, I've stayed on some of the certain docks just for a long time, but.
Now, were you finding when you caught one, you kind of had to leave that and then come back to it later?
I did do that, yeah.
In the morning.
Multiple fish on it. You catch one, maybe two if you're lucky. And then you'd have to let them reposition and come back to it.
Yeah, that's what I did in the morning. I don't know if Nick ended up going back and catching more where you were.
In the morning, I worked that one school for like 2 hours probably, and I caught a range of like 19-inch fish to 12-inch, just back to, I don't know, almost every cast.
That they were on bait though, right?
Yeah.
But so if the docks were out bait, I should say.
The other ones were just like random Thule casts and stuff like that. Just kind of beat the bank going from one end to the other.
Yeah. That's cool, man. So first time at Clear Lake in a while and didn't disappoint, huh?
Yeah, I like it. It's a good lake.
Hell yeah. It's a fun lake.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get back up there. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I wish
I
you
was
had
just
more.
gonna say,
Go ahead, Reed.
yeah, for me, like the fish that were on the bait balls were smaller. So like everything I was catching off the bait balls were like, I don't know, 16-inch fish or less. So yeah, I
Really?
wasn't really focused on the bait balls, but
Wow.
yeah, Nick caught a couple good ones off the bait for sure.
Yeah.
Man, when we find bait up there, it's like lately it's been like you find the bait, you find the big ones, And that's
Cool,
it
yeah.
obviously going to change. I mean, obviously did change, but man, the bait was key and it's obviously still is right now. So
Yeah. No, I mean the ones I caught were around, like there was bait in the area. It's just like not the ones actively eating the bait. Were
yeah,
like the better ones that I caught. But yeah. What were you saying? Or that?
oh, I don't remember. That was like 2 minutes ago. I can't remember what we just talked about. But yeah, dude. So, any guys going up? Don't give out any spots. I don't want you to burn any spots down. But what would be your number one advice for going up there right now? What would you look for if somebody's go bait?
Bait. Say if you had scope or you didn't have scope, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're obviously spawning if you want to bed fish. Yeah, look for bait. If you're using scope, just go around as fast as you can. Look for all the docks.
Yeah. So
look
Bob
for the ones that are holding
posted.
bigger fish.
Let's get into Bob's question here. So, what's everybody's take on why shaking a minnow is so effective this year versus years past in Clear Lake? Forage change, water level, pressure, more people doing it, etc. Scoping of the minnow has won. But yeah, scoping a minnow has won everything at Clear Lake lately. Hands down, if you're not shaking a minnow. And yes, the bite has slowed down a little bit. I've noticed you're not getting as many or you're getting a lot more followers. So I think the pressure's finally getting there a little bit on them. But I would say, in my opinion, is the influx of threadfin.
Definitely.
Is why I'm thinking the scope, the minnow bite's so effective, because if you hear, some of these guys like Paul Bailey and John Pearl talk, like this threadfin this year has been the best it's been in forever. Last couple of years has been the hitch, and I don't know how prevalent the hitch are this year. I know they are there, but I think there's just so much threadfin. That's what they're eating.
Yeah.
Reed?
So remember when the lake was way down?
Mm-hmm.
The
Those
dark
gobies.
sleeper was working really good. Well, the bait fish was far and few in between. I mean, you could see the silver sides, but the threadfin, was out real super deep. So this year, the dark sleeper, you can't get bit on it, basically, because all the threadfin shad, and that's what the fish are focused on.
Yeah.
They're eating, so that's why it's so good.
Yeah.
And I think with the water level going up, and there's more structure along the shoreline, these fish, the bait fish, are able to spawn better and have more areas to spawn compared to just open water and rock, So that makes a big difference. And it goes for all our lakes as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen it at Don Pedro. This year has been a really good year, and it's due to, the water level's been up for the last 2 years. And that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And then there's just more cover for the fish to spawn in, including the carp and catfish and bluegill and crappie, you name it, and the bass eat it all. So
Yeah,
that's my take on that one.
and that's and like even Drew was saying, he heard Pearl talk about, and that's what I've heard. A couple of these interviews with like Pearl and Bailey, like the low years, the hitch was not there. The gobies were in there like crazy. Like you said, Dark Sleeper Bite was phenomenal. Was that 2021, 2020, 2021, somewhere around there?
Yeah, when the lake was way low.
The lake was stupid low. And then last year, the hitch population came back, which, Isaiah's saying there were hitch spawning, which they are there, but they're coming back. But it's like I said, this year it's the year of the redfin.
Yeah, the hitch always been there. They just don't have those creeks to go up and spawn it. This year,
Yeah.
they did. So, the hitch moved to those areas, but they weren't able to get in. So they ended up dispersing out in a little deeper water and out in the middle of the lake. And that's where those big fish went as well, I think.
Is the audio jacked up, guys? Let me know, because it's kind of funny on my side.
Yeah, I don't know whose that is, but yeah, it's not great.
I'll
I muted
find
mine.
out. Hold on.
I don't think it's.
Let's see. No, it's still there. No, okay. What about now? Oh, it's still there. Is it Reed? No. It's John. It's John and his technology. I'll bring everybody else back. Okay.
Oh yeah.
John, it's John. I mute everybody to figure it out. But yeah, no, sorry guys. That was I hate that when that happens.
Yeah, no worries.
Sounds like John is yelling at me. Hey Bob, how you doing, bud? I ain't seen you in forever. But yeah, guys, that's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Reed, you got any thoughts?
I'd say it's a combination. I'd say it's a combination. Like, yeah, I've heard the same thing, like you were saying, from the guide, saying that's the most thread in they've seen in, I don't know, whatever, a long time. I think it also is more people, I think, are throwing a minnow. I mean, I never really throw a minnow until last year. I think it's just becoming more prevalent, and as more people know, people know everyone's winning on it, more people are going to throw it. So I think it's a combination, but.
Yeah, I do, but I mean, if they're not going to bite it, they're not going to bite it either, though. You're right. Like you definitely, there's lakes that have a better minnow bite than others, and
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I threw it a little bit last summer up there. I did not have the days that I've had lately at all by any means.
Yeah.
And I caught some on it, but it wasn't like, that's all I'm throwing. It's stupid. I go up there and pull out, 10 to 12 rods, put them on the deck of the boat, and I'm throwing 4 shaking minnows. And it's like,
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to throw something else. And it's like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
everything right now, if you want to be in the top, you're shaking a minnow, whether it's in 5 feet of water or 30 feet of water, and big fish are getting caught all around the lake. When we broke the lower unit, we had a stick up in the area where we broke at. It was, I was shaking a minnow in 6 feet of water and catches a 6-pounder. So it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
I mean, it's a great bed bait. Like at Berryessa, I didn't do great, but I finished in 10th, and all my fish were just bed fish shaking a mooch minnow. It works really in a lot of different situations.
Like I'm ready. I'm ready for the summer bite. Top water buzzbait frogging. Like I'm so ready for it. I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
And it's like we're almost there. Big baits, everything. Right? Like put the minnows away, which they're gonna be there because you got to keep them with you anyway. Just leave them at home. I hear you, Drew. But it's hard during tournament day, and you got to go up there and catch something. You're trying to catch a check.
Oh
You got to bring it. And I don't take anything out of the boat anymore. So if they're there, and I end up grabbing them. But yeah, you got to pull it back, John.
It's fixed. But,
No, you're not muted.
it's back. Oh.
I unmuted you. You muted yourself then, bro. Everybody wave at John. You're not muted on my end.
I'm muted on your end.
There you
Oh,
are.
There you go. There you go.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, Sean
That's how
had
you
the
set up
101.
people, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how you
Sean
set up
had-
people, mute them.
Yeah, Sean had what 101 throwing a frog,
Yeah, apparently, yeah, it's crazy.
and then Drew, you were throwing swim baits, right? Again, I believe,
Yep.
from what I
Yep.
heard.
Yep.
So, which maybe
Yeah, I don't know
maybe-
much about. I don't know much about Drew, but I know he catches big ones on swim baits up there, so I'm assuming
That's
that's what
all.
he's doing.
That's all I know about Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got one hell of a lure retriever. Let me tell you, that thing's awesome.
Yeah, I was throwing a glide bait, and prior to the tournament, I'd had a lot of followers from tournament day. Same thing, giant, way big fish, right behind my bait, and I tried to figure eight them and get them to bite, but they wouldn't bite. It was crazy.
Yeah,
It was crazy how many big fish I saw that didn't bite with my eye.
yeah. It's cool when they're up sunning themselves under the docks, showing themselves. But yeah, guys, what's up next? Reed, where you guys headed? Where are you headed next?
Almanor, yeah, for the BAM. Yeah, I was talking with John yesterday. Might head up this weekend. I know he is with Damien.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll be up there for the Almanor tournament.
Nice, Nick.
It'll be a while. The next one's Yakabas Delta, I think, potentially in a couple of weeks. I think it is.
Are you fishing the regular deals too, or are you just doing team tournaments?
I'm doing a little bit of the regular just to kind of have fun and fish. Yeah. So.
Nice.
He's done all the regulars so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
First win.
We won Team Folsom tournament.
That's right. I'm stupid.
Earlier this year.
I knew that.
Yep.
But I contributed a little bit more to this one, so
I totally forgot about that.
yeah.
So man, you guys are definitely leading the AOI and team series for sure.
I don't think so. I think Sean and Isaiah still are, because we got like 10th at Don Pedro, and those guys had just been like third, fourth, third, or something every time. So
Okay,
yeah,
it'll be close.
it's close though. Yeah, I think it's going to come down to the Delta. I think that's all that's left for a team.
Yeah, so it's four events.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. It's always fun having a little close race there at the end.
yeah, it'll be fun for sure.
Yeah, those
Hell
team
yeah.
tournaments are pretty fun too.
Yeah, I was gonna do them this year, and then I didn't. Sorry, Shane. I let you hang in.
Oh,
It's all right.
You don't even have a boat right now, so
Better pull that.
oh
kayak
yeah.
out. Better get that kayak
Oh,
back.
new kayak hopefully should be here in 2 weeks.
Which one are you getting?
are you allowed to say Shane or no?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Hey,
I know.
Yeah, Reed knows.
I saw a bona fide 130,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that thing was set up, I was like, wow, if it just had places to put your rods, that'd be my next boat.
Yeah, XTR. That thing's sick.
Yeah, I'd put a foot control tow motor on the front of that thing.
On the front?
Definitely. Yep. Yeah, just like a bass
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah. Oh, you mean a pedal? A pedal. You put like a bow mount with a foot pedal on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got the little casting deck.
I can see Shane's wheels turning like foot steering, like you'd have on your rear motor.
Yeah.
No, pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. After I saw that XTR on in person, I don't know. I'm not quite sold yet on it, but
It's a big boat.
Yeah, it is.
it
only
is
thing
a
is-
big boat. I just don't like how shallow the sides are to the platform. You
Yeah.
know, where the where your feet are. It just seems really shallow right here. I mean, obviously on the front casting deck, I mean, it goes up and it's wide, but I think right where your sides come down to the water and then they wrap around to the top, it seems really like shallow to me. So,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. It's just what my observation was of it when I first
Well,
saw
the thing
it.
about the gunnel on your bass boat, it ain't that tall either.
I know, but coming from
You're native. Yeah.
yeah, it's deeper, and if I've got to measure fish in there, it's not like I feel like that fish is just gonna roll over and go right into the drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just take a little bit of adjustment if that was the case, but
For sure.
all in
Right
all,
on.
it's a great platform, though.
Oh yeah.
You know what these kayaks need? They need a little electric shock. So when you go to measure the fish, you give them a little zap, so they don't take a flip and go on the lake.
Right.
Don't be
You
giving
guys
any
don't just
ideas
bonk
there,
them?
John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta flick them right in the forehead, right between the eyes. Just stop
Yeah.
a little bit. Just give
I
them a
just
good little
piss-
flick. They'll swim away later. It'll be all right.
That pisses them off more than anything.
You gotta flick them a little harder, John.
Hey, I can't tell you how many fish
I'm
I've
joking, guys. Don't flick
off
your
out of
fish in
the
the
boat.
face, okay?
had. People are going to be,
Oh,
James told me
that
to.
James guy said just flick that thing right
Yeah, I
in the
can
face.
see
It'll
you
calm
on
it
West
down.
Coast Bass Hole right now, James.
Yeah.
Going viral on there for telling someone to flick them in the forehead.
Flick him in the forehead.
Actually, right by the say that's their eyeball right here. If you gently massage it right behind the eyeball, the fish relaxes. It does. Try it. The tail will go down and it gets real relaxed.
John, are you sure you're massaging him by the eyeball?
The Bass Zen Master right there.
You're not close to the tail fin?
You gotta stay away from that area.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Right
try
on,
it
guys.
one time when you get a spotted bass that's really hot or a smallmouth that's real hot. Just right behind its eye, kind of by its ear. Just like put your finger and do a little circle to it.
All right.
Everybody's be fingering their fish now. Calm down there, little fishy.
You'd be surprised at what it does.
They're gonna be massaging and flicking the fish like.
Someone's gonna get a 9-volt battery and hook it up.
All these.
Oh yeah, just charge your board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
charge your board.
Angler
Yeah.
RX on this reel told me to massage on the back of the eye. I can see that happening right now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Oh, man, guys.
electrify your board. So every time you step on your board, you're like, "Yow, throws."
Oh, don't listen to John, fellas. He's old and crazy. So. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta go eat dinner, get ready to go to bed. So,
Yep.
congrats, you guys. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
congratulations. Good job, you two.
Congrats.
You guys?
Thanks.
Thank-
Thanks.
Thanks for
We
jumping
expect you to
on.
win the Delta too.
Yeah,
All right.
he won't
We'll
be
see.
throwing a mucho minnow out there.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't
I like the Delta.
I
Yeah.
remember you
No,
saying
Delta's
something
fun.
about throwing to Joey Silva about not throwing minnows up at Clearlake, and look where it took off.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, dude, yeah, it's crazy. But Reed does have a win. No, would you take it BAM last year second, or would you win that one?
Oh, Delta? Yeah, I got
Yeah.
second. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, most of my college like top fives came out of the Delta. So yeah, I like the Delta.
I'd say
I
you
don't
do.
just throw a minnow. So yeah.
I know you don't. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, guys, congrats, dude. And next week, guys, I don't know yet. We may or may not have a show. Work is going to be stupid, and I don't know if it's going to work out yet. Busy for me, so keep an eye on Facebook and Instagram for posts saying whether or not we'll have one or not. But yeah, dude. Until the next one, we'll catch y'all later. And y'all have a good week. Keep your lines tight, and go catch a PB this weekend if you can somewhere. Maybe
Peace
go to
out.
Clearlake, Delta. you know.